Hey everybody, I'm Jesse, and welcome to another edition of Gen X Thinks. And today I'm going to talk about the collapse of the dollar, the possibility of it anyway. But before I get into that, I need to remind y'all about the poll I put up concerning the live stream. I put up a poll saying, asking everybody when they would like to see the live stream. And as of right now, Saturday evening Eastern time is the number one time slot. So if you have an opinion, please go to the poll and let me know where you would like to see it, because I definitely want to schedule the live stream in a time where most of the audience wants it, because I'm kind of flexible on it. If you would do that for me after this video, please do so. And now we'll get on with the show. So lately I've really been thinking about this whole economic collapse thing. I made a video about, Gen X's favorite apocalypse, and I forget which one it was, like number 3 or 4 was economic collapse. Lately, what really kind of woke me up to it was the first attempt on Trump in Pennsylvania, because there was a pastor who had a dream like back in March or April, and he posted a video talking about this dream he had back then. This is months before the attempt. He posted a video, and he said he dreamt that Trump got shot, and it was in his ear, all right? And there was blood and everything, and Trump went down. He described it just as it happened, but he's describing it when he's talking is just months before it happened, so it's really kind of weird. Trump went down, but he said when Trump went down on his hands and knees, he found God down there. Now, it's a pastor that's having the dream and relating this dream. So, but he said that Trump found God while he was down on his hands and knees. Then he got up, and after that, Trump was elected president in his dream. And after that, we had a great economic calamity. So this is the guy's dream. So, and I really didn't make much. It's weird, that the guy called the attempt so closely to how it actually happened. I mean, he had the correct ear and everything. So, and Trump did go down on his hands and knees. It was just crazy listening to the guy say this stuff, months before it happened. So that, I kind of took that with a grain of salt though. But then a few days later, a week later or something like that, I saw some kind of analyst on there on a podcast or something. And he was saying that by the numbers, statistics and all that, so looking at the graphs or whatever analysts do, he said that it would take a miracle for Trump not to win, or something shady. You know what I mean? So he said, by the numbers, he said Trump's going to win. He's going to be the next president unless a miracle happens, or, some shenanigans are performed during the election. And then after that, analyst said that also the numbers, their graphs and stuff, are predicting an economic downturn. The severe one. So, and here's the thing. I mean, nobody can predict this stuff, right? Nobody knows. But looking at our economic standpoint now with this inflation, and I have my own theories about why the virus was, went around. I have to be careful about talking about this kind of stuff on here, but a lot of people were afraid of getting sick back in 2020, and also that just happened to shut down the economy. So in my mind, our economy is being manipulated for political reasons now that are, I could almost say evil. But the thing is, it's looking like we could be headed for bad times, economically speaking, as a country. Or maybe as a world, if it's because when something seriously happens to America, it resonates throughout the world because they've got us all globalized and stuff now. We get everything from China and wherever else and all this stuff. And so, and everybody is based, all the other currency is based on our dollar. And that's the main thing, because we have we all know about the UN, and we have our group of countries that comprise the UN, right? Well, they have another one that I wasn't even aware of, really. I forget what it's called now, but it's got letters like that, C something or whatever. But it's Russia and China and them, right? And they are actively trying to knock the dollar off of the global currency pedestal it's on. We are the standard currency for buying and selling and trading oil, and the entire world uses it. Now, if they devalue the dollar enough, they can knock that off. All right. And when our politicians are in league with these other people, then you've got real problems. And if that happens, the meltdown will be extreme. It won't be like the recession. We're not talking about a recession here. That's like the worst thing that happened in our lifetime is the recession in 2009. We'd had some downturns before and some other recessions, but that was about the worst one that I remember. And even the Great Depression. If the dollar gets knocked off its global standard position, what will happen will make the Great Depression look like a walk in the park. Now, Venezuela just went through something similar. Their currency just bottomed out and they're going through just complete turmoil over there in Venezuela right now because of what their government has done to them. And Venezuela's population is like 25 million, I think. 25 million. The United States population is 337 million. So what's happening to Venezuela will pale in comparison to what happens in America if the same thing were to happen, the same economic conditions were to appear here. It would be chaos, right? Now all our globalist elites and all our elites over here, they'll just fly to some safe haven in wherever, Sweden or Denmark or somewhere, some other country that still has a decent currency. And when you've got billions, it doesn't matter if the currency devalues a lot because you still got billions, you know what I mean? What's the difference between 10 billion and 1 billion? Who cares? So the elites will probably abandon the sinking ship, or even a lot of our government officials, they'll just abandon it. We'll just be here trying to survive, you know? The lower government officials and the people on the ground who actually do things and live real lives here, they will have to remain and try to keep order and restore order and all that stuff. The actual elites who could just do their job over Skype or something, they won't even stick around. And then you have to add into that chaos food shortages, fuel shortages, illegal alien populations. They would just add to the chaos because their ties to America are thread thin if they have any at all. So they don't care. They have no feeling of brotherhood with the rest of us. They'll just do whatever. And that's one thing I don't understand about this whole alien migration, because why leave your country to go turn another country into what you left? I don't get that. I don't get it. Because here in America, when we have problems, we stand up. We fought a revolutionary war to settle it. We had a problem, we fought a civil war to settle it. We don't abandon it and, run to Mexico or Canada when things get tough. That's beside the point. I just don't understand that mentality. But I'm not trying to scare anybody with this stuff. these are all predictions. It's just what might happen in the future. But with our economic climate now and the different kinds of predictions from serious people looking at the future, you know, that nuclear warhead clock, you know, whatever it is, the doomsday clock, you know, we're on like 11 minutes and 59 seconds of the economic doomsday clock. As I said, you know, you take everything I've said here with a grain of salt. Do your own due diligence, look around, check stuff out. One piece of advice I heard recently, which I didn't contemplate, but I think a lot of people should know, at least be aware of, at least have the decision to make your own choice whether to do it or not. But in the event of a major economic cataclysm like that, the banks will shut down. We've never really had a shutdown like that in our past, not since like the Great Depression or whatever. But the banks will completely shut down. They will not allow you to get your money. You won't let your debit cards won't work, credit cards won't work, nothing will work. You will just be, they will throw you out to the wolves and leave you there. They do not care. They will shut down their systems. They will lock their doors. You will have no access to your money. So the advice is to get a few $100s of cash and just set it aside, small bills. Because if you want to buy something and somebody's got a bag of beans, say, and they want $5 for it, and all you have is a $100 bill, but that bag of beans, you know, you got kids to feed, you know, you're going to end up way overpaying for stuff if you only have big bills. So you want a few $100s of small bills, 1s, 5s, and 10s. A stack of them, you know, $200 or $300 set aside, because even when the dollar devalues and goes basically to nothing, it will still have paper, real currency will still have value within the closed system, right? So you can still trade. Now, even better than that will be actual trade goods, but they're a lot harder to store than you know, a fistful of dollars. So that will put paper money at a premium, and they will still have value, and you will be able to buy stuff with them. So that's a good idea to do. You know, everybody knows to have a month's worth of food at least, and you know, provisions and whatever else you think is important. But I was kind of surprised about the whole way that in an economic collapse, physical dollar bills will still have value. So that's my only piece of advice. And for the rest of it, do some research, look into it, see what you think about it. You might think it's all just hogwash and just go on about your business like you never even watched this video, and that's fine. I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything. I'm just letting you know what I know. I'm telling you what I've heard. And because not everybody has run across the exact same videos I have, but a lot of them will want to know this stuff. Maybe that's you. If it is, I'm glad you watched the video. Thank you very much. If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, and comment. And if you'd like to support the channel, you can do so by clicking on that super thanks button down there. Or you can hop over to Buy Me a Cup of Coffee and buy me a cup of coffee. I'll put that link down in the description. And if you're interested in Gen X gear, you can go over to Redbubble and check that stuff out over there. We've got all kinds of cool stuff, hats, t-shirts, coffee mugs, stickers, all kinds of cool Gen X and Gen X Thinks branded stuff. Feel free to go check that out, and I'll put that link down in the description as well. If you can't or don't want to support the channel in any of those ways, you can always do so by sharing these videos on your social media. I appreciate that. It helps out a lot. Thank you very much. If you have any ideas for future episodes of Gen X Thinks, please put those down in the comments, or you can email us, and the email's over on the channel page. I really enjoy doing those subscriber-inspired editions. It's a lot of fun. And as always, stay frosty, Gen X, and I'll see you on the next one.